thousands without power in freezing Ukraine as renewed Russian strikes continue. Russia's attacks on Ukraine's energy sector on Monday night as temperatures dropped to 20 C4F were barbaric and particularly depraved, UK Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer has said. He made the comments after speaking to US President Donald Trump hours after Russia hit power plants and critical infrastructure in the capital, Kyiv, and elsewhere. It comes at the end of a week-long pause that Trump had asked Russia's President Vladimir Putin to observe as a fierce cold swept Ukraine. Trump told reporters that Putin had kept his word and that he would like him to end the war. US envoys are meeting Ukrainian and Russian negotiators in Abu Dhabi to discuss details of a peace plan. Asked by reporters on whether he was disappointed with Russia's renewed attacks, Trump said, the agreement was on Sunday, and Putin went from Sunday to Sunday. It's a lot, 1 week, well take anything, because it's really, really cold over there. The US president has been leading efforts to end the war, but his Russian counterpart has refused calls for a ceasefire. The damage from Russia's latest attacks has been extensive, with more than 1,000 tower blocks in Kyiv without heating and a power plant in the eastern city of Kharkiv beyond repair. Residents have been forced to spend the night sheltering in metro stations, with some pitching tents on the platforms to protect them from the freezing cold. The authorities have been setting up centers around Kyiv for the city's inhabitants to go to warm up. They are also importing more generators in order to cope with longer blackout periods as engineers try to repair damage. Ukraine's energy minister, Denis Shmyhal, has said that the situation with the country's energy system remains difficult and that they would take some time to repair. This includes Kyiv's Darnytsia combined heat and power CHP plant, which Shmyhal said had been severely damaged. Iryna Vovk is a psychologist who lives in Kyiv with her daughter. Her husband is away fighting. Speaking to BBC Radio 4's Today program, Vovk said she was considering moving to her parents' village because of the problems accessing electricity and water in the city. She tries to smile and lead a normal life, but it's not a normal life. She cannot study like normal, she cannot use online lessons. Ukraine has complained repeatedly of a shortage of missiles, urging allies to deliver more. The Ukrainian Air Force said it was attacked by more than 100 drones early on Wednesday. It added that, while it had intercepted most of these, drone strikes were reported in 14 locations, along with falling debris. The head of Dnipropetrovsks military administration, Oleksandr Ganzha, said a 68-year-old woman and a 38-year-old man were killed during a Russian attack. 2 other people were injured. In the Zaporizhzhia region, leader Ivan Federov said 3 people were killed and 11 wounded, including children, during attacks on Tuesday evening that continued overnight. The Russian-controlled government in Luhansk said a man and a woman were also killed on Tuesday night in a drone attack, launched by Ukraine, that hit a minibus. At least 5 injuries were reported in Odessa during strikes that damaged residential buildings, according to the head of the city's military administration, Serhiy Lysak. It happened just as I was about to fall asleep. My apartment is completely destroyed, there is nothing left. Only some furniture near the walls survived, one local woman, Iryna, told Ukraine's national public broadcaster. In Russia itself, the governor of the western Bryansk region, Alexandra Bogomaz, said Ukraine had launched a combined attack including drones and long-range missiles, destroying a residential building and injuring 1 person. Further south in Belgorod, close to the border with Ukraine, Governor Vyacheslav Gladkov said work was continuing to restore power and water services following a Ukrainian missile